Hello everyone, what's up? So today I want to go over what I'm going to be watching for fall 2020 anime, and this video is going to be more of like done sort of live without hopefully too much editing, so it's a little more free flowing and faster to come out. And I don't think it would benefit too much from much editing to begin with, so I'll try and keep it quick. So let's jump into it right away. So, fall 2020, we'll sort, it's sorted by most popular at the top on my anime list, and then we'll filter out by what's on my list and what I've picked out. So, there's only 3 things I was already looking forward to that I knew about ahead of time before looking at everything that's airing. So, as you can see, there's a lot more than 3 things in here. And I'm going to jump down to those 3 things and point those out first. Obviously, not a seasonal anime, but an anime movie that's coming out in fall is the Demon Slayer train arc, whatever it is. Obviously, this is something that's on a lot of people's radar, very popular show, and it's one of my top 5 anime right now, so been looking forward to it, and it's coming out October 16th in Japan, I believe, and hopefully it will get a digital and Blu-ray release shortly after its theatrical release, or maybe at the same time, so we can all enjoy it as soon as possible. And yeah, something I've really been looking forward to. I haven't read the manga, so I don't know anything about what's actually going to happen, but I really loved season 1, so I'm sure that I will continue liking whatever comes next. And then next up was a shoujo ai romance, Adachi to Shimamura. So I really like this genre, shoujo ai romance stuff, and for the last couple of seasons there really hasn't been any of it, I don't think. Not since Bloom Into You, which was like 2 years ago or a year and a half ago or something. It was a while ago, and that really got me into this genre, and I've been looking forward to watching more, but there hasn't been any, so now there finally is. And premise just seems to be typical 2 girls in school or whatever, and yeah, not too much. I don't think there's too much of a gimmick to it, just your typical romance stuff going on. And yeah, so that's one of the ones I was looking forward to. The third thing I've been looking forward to was Sports Climbing Girls. I'd been looking forward to this since I saw it announced somewhere on Twitter or Reddit, and I hadn't watched this trailer until today, and I'm really into rock climbing, or I had been during college, and I haven't gone as much since I've started working, because very physically draining job, but I would still love to go rock climbing more often. And yeah, it's a sport I really like, and I thought it would be super fun to watch. Some of the CG in the trailer looks a little questionable, so we'll see how it actually turns out, but if it actually looks good, I might cover the series a little more, going into maybe some of the practicality of what they're showing, if it's realistic or not. And yeah, I'm not like a professional climber, but just a amateur rock climbing boulderer. I mostly focus on bouldering. So yeah, that was one of the things, or the third thing I was looking forward to for this season. Okay, so everything else I kind of just looked at the trailers, the studios making them, and the source material. So we'll just go from popularity after this. Jiu-Jitsu Kaizen, I believe how you would say that. I wish I could play the trailer at the same time as reading the synopsis, but yeah. So I believe this one's about fighting demons, saving the world, stuff like that. It's probably, I don't know if I'm gonna like it. It seems to be a bit more too much shonen for my taste. But if it's good, it's good. I do like some shonen, so we'll see. Yeah, I don't know if I'll like it or not. And the premise seems pretty generic, so not much to look into there. People fighting off demons or something like that, trying to kill everybody. Yeah, typical shonen stuff. So this one, Hirashi, is actually one of the ones that I'm kind of looking forward to now that I've found it. It's going to be a reboot of some horror anime that's, I believe, is based off a visual novel, I think. Yeah, it should be interesting. I don't know too much about it besides the fact that people are gonna die. Apparently, every year in this small town, someone dies, so it's like the town is cursed or something. And yeah, I've heard that there's quite a few people that are kind of interested in it. The one thing that sort of puts me off a little bit is the art style. It doesn't. I don't know if I can take it as seriously because other darker or horror-esque anime usually has I don't know, a different, more rough style to the art. I don't know if I can take it seriously or not when it looks like this. Maybe it will add to the effect. I'll have to see. Next up is a comedy romance, Tonikaku Kawaii. I believe this one was about some guy basically proposing to a girl right when he first sees her, which is ridiculous. And I don't know. I just picked everything that I thought could possibly look good. I think the premise is pretty stupid and it doesn't seem great, but it was one of the more popular ones, so I was like, sure, we'll give this a shot. Next up, Majo no Tabi adventure fantasy. So I believe this one was about a witch or someone trying to become a witch, or let's see, synopsis is right here. Once upon a time there was a witch who set off on a journey across the world. Along the way she meets all kinds of people, and yeah, so just typical adventure fantasy. And I do like the fantasy genre. I'm a pretty big fan of fantasy just in general, in video games and movies and anime. And it's nice to see a fantasy show coming out that isn't an isekai, so that's pretty much the whole reason why I picked it, is because it's fantasy and not an isekai, and the art style looked decent, so we'll see how this turns out. It seems like pretty typical adventure story going on here. I'm not sure that there's much else. Oh yeah, I haven't been going over which studios are doing them, but I don't recognize C2C, so not much to say about that. Noblesse is something that is also on a lot of people's radars. This is another manhwa being adapted, very popular one. So I'm gonna check it out just to see what it's all about. I have no expectations going in whether or not I'm gonna like it or hate it, so we'll just see. And I actually don't remember what the synopsis or the story was about. So it looks kind of like shonen fighting stuff. And I also saw a school background, so yeah. We'll see. I'll be checking that out. After that, Kamisama ni Nata Hi. This one, oh yeah. I was slightly interested in this when I saw it. Okay, this teaser isn't available. I saw it on YouTube though. Slice of life drama or drama fantasy about a girl that claims to be God and says that the world will end in 30 days, and then it's just the story between these two characters, Summer, in that time frame, as the world's ending supposedly. It sounds like it could be interesting. It's done by PA Works, which have done some good stuff in the past. Kind of hit or miss for me. Angel Beats, obviously, amazing thing that's come from PA Works, but I also believe, yeah, they've done Fairy Gone, which I did not like at all, and it seems that some of their newer stuff hasn't been doing too great, but you never know. After that, we have Kimi to Boku no Saijo no Senju. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna stop butchering that name there. Our Last Crusade or the Rise of the New World. So, this one the synopsis sounds a lot like a Romeo and Juliet story. There's the two main characters are in opposite nations or worlds or something, worlds that are like at war with each other, something like that. One of them uses science, the other uses magic, and these two seem to want to work together to make peace or something between the two warring sides, something like that, and it's romance. So sounded interesting enough to give it a look, and this was one of the ones that seemed like it could be more promising. Some of the animation looks a little meh, so we'll see how it turns out. Next up, Yukoku no Moriarty. This one is, I believe, a mystery. It gave me like a detective mystery. If this stops working in the middle of recording, that's gonna be a sad time. Well, maybe we will just stay on this page then. So, the British Empire becomes a global power, strict class stratification. Oh, actually, maybe this wasn't the mystery. Oh, it says mystery, historical, psychological. But yeah, it sounds like some sort of detective dude, along with his brothers. He lives a simple life of a noble outside of school. He's a private consultant, so like a detective, I believe. Okay, however, his gentle demeanor belies his position as the head of a group prepared to wreak havoc in pursuit of its desires, a new world built from the ashes of the old. So yeah, sounds like he's joining the life of crime alongside his detective work, it seems. Seemed interesting to give a shot. A lot of these, it's gonna be 1 to 3 episodes to give them a go, and whether or not I will keep watching. And this one's by Production IG, which is also a pretty well-known studio for some works that I won't be able to pull up because the website has stopped working. Up next, Akudama Drive. Long ago, war broke out that pitted Kanto against Kansai, divided the country. Government began losing control of Kansai to criminals known as Akudama. So, okay, I remember the PV for this one now. It basically just looks like chaos. It looks like a bunch of criminals just fighting it out in the city, and it looked kind of interesting. I think the visuals looked decent, so I think this is one of the ones I'm actually gonna end up liking. After that, Assault Lily Bouquet. This one is girls fighting off to save the world. Basically, some sort of creature known as Huge is attacking the world, and the anti-weapon that has been made, the counter Huge arms, of course can best be utilized by teenage girls referred to as lilies. So it's your battle girls anime stuff. sounded like it could possibly be interesting. I'm not too sure if I will actually like it, but I will give it a shot. Then we talked about Sport Climbing Girls already. King's Raid Ishiwo Ta something something. So we're getting pretty low on the list now. And at this point, I was sort of only picking things that looked decent in the trailers. Don't really know what the story's about here, but the trailer looks like it was half decent, so I'll give it a shot because there's not a whole lot of things here that I have high hopes for. And it's by God knows who studios here. I don't know who those are, and it's based off a game, and typically animes based off of games don't end up being very good. The trailer for this one looked half decent though, so. After that, Ichikobori Fruit Tart. So, I believe this one is about 4 girls dorming together as like a failed idol group, or they become an idol group after failing at their other endeavors. And it's music, slice of life, comfy looking anime. That style of anime is right up my alley, so we'll see if it is actually has like a unique spin on it, or is just good at what it does. Don't know who the studio is, and it is based off a manga. Up next, Magatsu Wahrheit zuerst. So we're really low on the list now, but I watched the trailer for this, and the visuals at the very least actually looked pretty dang good from what I saw. So I think I'm not totally convinced on this one yet, but I feel like this one has a possibility of being decent. And it's also another one based on a game, which I believe is why these two are pretty low down on the list, because stuff based off of games are usually less popular in anime form and usually not as good. But it looked decent. Continuing is Fire Force. I'm a few episodes behind, but I'm gonna keep watching that, of course. And then we have OVA for something I watched last season, which I will hopefully have a video reviewing last season out shortly after this, or within like 1 or 2 weeks. We'll see. It took a long time last time. I need to figure out a better way to streamline that. So this is the OVA for Dokyo Hentai HX Arrows. So yeah, just ecchi OVA of and yeah, more ecchi. Then 2 more movies. Burn the Witch. Sounds interesting. Another fantasy action thing, and it's a movie. I think I remember the trailer looking decent, halfway decent. So and there's dragons. I love dragons. They're like my favorite fantasy creature. And the last thing, this actually looked super cute, super wholesome. Jose to Tora to Sakana Tachi, slice of life drama romance, done by Studio Bones, and I believe it's about 2 characters that meet in college. One of them is confined to a wheelchair, and it's just sort of their daily lives and romance between them, something like that. Trailer looked real cute, so I was like, yeah, I'll watch this. It looks like it just feels good, happy, fun drama. Okay, not all dramas are happy fun time, but it looks like a good one. It could be a good one. So, and I think that is everything. Just again, things I'm really looking forward to: Demon Slayer movie, Climbing Girls. A little bit less so now that I've seen some of the previews and they don't look too great. Adachi, what is this one in English, anyways? Oh, it's the same. Adachi and Shimamaru. So that's just their names. shoujo romance, and I think I'll get into Higurashi. I might get into whatever the heck, what is this? I need Over the Moon for You. I should say these in English because I know I'm butchering the Japanese. I think I might maybe get into this fantasy show. What's it called? Journey of Elena. Noblesse. This one maybe. Akudama Drive, I think, has some potential. I might get into that. Maybes on King's Raid and Warheit's Zuerst. And Fruit Tart, maybe. Maybe it'll be good. Cute girls doing cute things anime. Maybe it'll just be generic as hell. Who knows? So yeah, a lot of maybes on this list. And in the case that I end up dropping almost all this stuff, then I can just go through my list of the stuff that isn't currently airing and just go and watch whatever I want. Finally get to some of those really good shows that I just haven't gotten around to. I've been wanting to, recently I've really had the urge to watch Made in Abyss finally. And there's definitely some other really good shows on there that I could watch if I end up not being interested in very many of these. I think that'll about do it. Hope you guys all have a good rest of your day or night, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.